Greetings, welcome back to Pink Oddbird. Today I'm here to share this Marilyn Monroe themed journal with you, so let's go ahead and take a look. I don't think she needs much of an introduction, but for those of you who don't know, Norma Jean, also known as Marilyn Monroe, was a famous singer, actor, and model until her untimely demise in 1962. She is most notably known, obviously, for her beauty, but not to be overshadowed by her intelligence and wit. Marilyn Monroe remains one of the most iconic figures of Hollywood to date. While she's not here physically, she continues to live on generation after generation. Though her life was cut short, she continues to have an impact on pop culture today. Her final resting place is in a cemetery located in Los Angeles, California, where Hugh Hefner was placed next to her. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this is the book that I have made for Marilyn Monroe, and this book was really fun for me. I have always loved Marilyn, and she is definitely someone who, well, let's see. So what I wanted to do was, in this book, I wanted to have lots of reds, blacks, whites, and her favorite flower was a rose, so I definitely wanted to incorporate roses in here as well. I borrowed this idea from my friend Kim. The red bit that you see here is what she calls a privacy wrap. And I first saw her do this on a book of shadows that she made, which I will link down below. So do be sure to check out Kim at Serene Bookworks. So the closure is a bit of sari silk. And the privacy wrap that you see is basically just a bunch of red sort of lace, and it's layered with another piece of red fabric, and then it basically just wraps around the cover of the book. I would like to take a minute to thank my friends for helping me with this cover because it was so hard for me to do. For some reason, I was really struggling with it because I didn't want it to look too Christmassy, and ultimately they were able to help me narrow it down to this. And so here in the background, I've layered two different types of gold fabric. One is a plain gold fabric, and then this one is sort of a sequence to give it that bling. And then opening up the privacy wrap, it basically just kind of opens like this. And let me move the book for a second. I chose this beautiful, beautiful fabric because it reminds me of Marilyn's dress when she is in the 7-Year Itch, in one of the most iconic images of her, when she's standing over the grate, the subway grate, and the wind blows up and her dress starts to flail in the wind, and that's, you know the image. So I wanted this fabric to give that effect, and I definitely wanted to include this fabric, but I was struggling because I couldn't really make this the cover, and I didn't want this to be the outside of the privacy wrap because I feel like it would get too dirty. So I felt like having it in here with the book placed right here, it just would scream Marilyn Monroe. And up here at the top, I just have layered on some bling just to give it a little bit of shine because, it is Marilyn Monroe. We're talking diamonds, pearls, glitz, and glam. So I definitely wanted to bring that element here when you open up the, this cover and have the book in here. So I'm going to set this aside. Thank you, Kim, for letting me borrow your idea. Here is the book. I am so happy with the way this book turned out. It ended up getting a lot more full than I originally anticipated, but that's okay. It is a soft cover. Let me take this closure off so I can show you. The cover is a black quilted fabric, and it's super, super soft, and I basically just did a stitch around that. It is a soft cover, so there is room for the book to kind of just grow. And I did leave the edges raw. I wanted to do that because even though she was Marilyn Monroe and there was so many beautiful and good and perfect things about her, On the inside, Marilyn actually suffered from, a lot of things. She was an orphan. She had anxiety and depression and substance abuse in her history. So, I thought that that would be a kind of neat juxtaposition to the Marilyn Monroe book. On the spine, I have some beautiful red sparkle trim, again, to give it that elegant look of the Hollywood glam. On the front cover, we have a picture of Marilyn Monroe here. And again, thank you. Priscilla helped me pick out the image, and Dolly helped me, and my husband helped me with the look and style of this image here, because it needed a few things to help it pop. So I've put some pearl trim around the image to actually line the image and give it a nice frame. And then for the image itself, Dolly suggested that I paint her lips red, because previously the lips weren't red on this photo. It was just a black and white photo. So I painted her lips red and added the glossy accents to give it that pop. And I love the way that turned out. And then my husband suggested I darkened her mole a little, so I did that. And then what I also did was I used some stickles to, like the pearlized stickles that I have, and I used those to sort of make her necklace, the pearls on her necklace, pop a little bit more. So that is the cover, and I think it's so stunning. All right, so let's take a look at the inside. So on the inside cover, it is covered with a bit of fabric as well. And then I do have a bit of crochet trim that goes across the front and the back to give it a pocket on either side. Inside of the pocket, I have added in some book pages of some Marilyn Monroe pages that I thought were kind of fun, and they do have some little excerpts on them that are fun to read as well. I also have used one of the book pages to make an envelope with this fabric, and it's kind of like a fishnet fabric, but it's got her, lips on it, and so she can put some things in here as well. It is a custom order, and the gal who ordered this does like to journal, so I definitely wanted to be aware of how much I was adding into this book, because it's very easy to go overboard. And then I have a little "This Book Belongs To." I'll link down to digital images that I used in this book. So if you're interested to know where they came from, you can check those out. I know a lot of them in here are from Tsunami Rose. Of course, we have the Hollywood sign. This is a vintage postcard of Marilyn here, and this one has not been used. It is, well, not terribly vintage. It's from 1988. But it's an old one. It hasn't been used yet. Some postcard here, and then a little double tag, and then I just used some Tim Holtz words here. This one says "Choose to be happy." So we have Marilyn here and here. Definitely wanted to leave her some space to do writing. I did a little stamping in here as well. This is a belly band. So this is actually a vintage clipping from a magazine. I ordered these online specifically for this book, but I love the way these look because they're really beautiful, like matte old paper. I don't know how to explain it. A little bit of lace here and there. So this flips down. And then tag back there. I did some of these thick tags with the rosette trim on them. It says "It's a Wonderful Life." I used some diamond paper here. It's gold foiled. I did some Kool-Aid paper with the red Kool-Aid, cherry Kool-Aid. And it comes out kind of like a pinkish color, which I'm fine with. There's another little tag here. This is like some red, I think it's sort of like wool or something. I'm not really sure, but that's what I used to top some of the tags. Couple of tags here, and I use the heart punch on there as well. It's a really fine line to not make it Christmas, not make it Valentine's, so it had to be just right for Marilyn. So there's some pretty white trim here. Again, I wanted to keep that reminiscent feeling from her dress. There's a little tuck spot here. There's a big pocket in here. I love this picture. So here we have a big piece of ephemera and a Hermelinta tag. Some more of that diamond paper. Very pretty for the center of the signature. There's Marilyn. There's another one of those vintage clippings from the magazine. I just randomly put some paper so she can journal. There's a belly band here. Little tuck spot. Did some punching there with the hearts. There's a little belly band here on this banner, and then it's also obviously a tuck spot behind there. These tags here have secret pockets on them, so if you're just looking at it, it looks like a tag, and I stitched it, but you have space to tuck some things in here if you want to hide some things, because I thought that would be kind of fun. So those are actually pretty cool. So here's a big journaling card of Marilyn. And then this side, this little piece folds out. That's when she went to perform for the troops. And then it just pulls out and you can do some more reading about it. Pretty roses from Rita. There's a little tag in here. Double tag again, and on this one I did happy birthday to you. I'm sure you all know why. And this little piece flips up so she can do a little bit more writing there. It's another little piece I stamped on here, or I stapled, sorry. Tuck spot, and then I just made this little collage here, and then it's got some more of that vintage clipping on here as well. I just glued a flower over the image that was there. It's like an elf or something. It didn't really fit. Here's another one of those vintage magazine clippings, and it's on that beautiful aged matte paper. This is a little tuck spot as well. Here is a napkin, and I've been saving it forever. I got that from Liz the Paper Project so long ago, and it's perfect for this. I did a little bit of floral trim as well. There's Marilyn. Some of that applique here that I got from Kim, and another pocket. So that's the end of the first signature. So moving into the second signature, here is another vintage postcard, and this one was actually used, I do believe. And then in the pocket, there are some hearts, so those kind of move around. I thought this one was kind of funny because this dress, it almost looks like she's wearing a feed sack. Because it says packaged and shipped by something produce. Kind of funny, I thought. So here's some gold foiled paper with the lips. And here I did a little envelope, and it's got space for more things. And here's another double tag. This one says, "Let's eat cake." So here it says, "The best is yet to come," and then I just have this little one tucked behind. Here's another one of those secret tags that you can journal on the back, but you can also hide some things inside. Here's another image of Marilyn. And on this side, I just have some sparkle rickrack. I love this picture too. Just a little excerpt from the book. These are from Tsunami Rose. Some more of that fabric. Oh, there's a little tuck spot down here, and it's got some tabs in here, so she can use those wherever she wants. Here's another one of those tags. It says, "All great things have small beginnings." Thought that was appropriate for Marilyn. So here's the center of the second signature, some more of that pretty foil. There's Marilyn. There she is in the center. There's her husband. And these also, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that when I showed the other one of these, but these are also secret little pockets. So things can be hidden inside of there as well. And you can journal on the back. A couple of tags. Some more fabric. Another vintage clipping, and I like this little Q&A that she did. There she is in the pool. A couple more tags. Some lace up here at the top. And this flips up, and then inside just a little scrap that I punched with a little heart and another tag. Here's another one of those big tags that says, "Become your best you." Some more pretty floral trim. I love that. In the back, I did the little movie theater, The End. There's another image here. I love this one because everyone's so happy and she's just signing some autographs. There's my stamp. And in the back here, we have one last tag. And this is a a whole full page of one of those vintage magazine clippings. It's very delicate, but I liked it because here it says, "Who will take Marilyn's place?" And it's got a little bit of writing on here as well. And then I just stapled this on here, the "who'll," because it was somewhere else, but it goes, "Who'll take Marilyn's place?" So I wanted it to be all together. But yeah, this is a very delicate piece. And this lady down here is who they were considering. So that is it. That's my Marilyn book. I hope you all have enjoyed this. And I definitely had a fun time making this because I like to do a lot of research and stuff when I make books like this, and I learned a lot of interesting things about Marilyn. So yes, I hope you all have enjoyed this. I hope she likes the book, and I think I'm going to go ahead and go. I have a lot of things coming up here still pretty soon, so be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.